Hey, welcome to a new episode of Drift Project, and in today's video, toys for big boys. As you know, we're in the middle of moving, and to really get started on the E92 project in this episode, two essential things have arrived for us. Namely, we have a coilover kit from BC Racing, which we'll install in this episode in the BMW, and also the things we need to actually do it, which are...
We need tools, and the tools are in these boxes. So we're going to start unpacking everything and organizing it in the new garage.
So we invite you to join us. We're really excited because finally a new quality is coming in. There's a new haul and there are new tools. In short, we'll finally be able to start working on the project. Let's go.
Damn, finally. I waited about a week and a half because we had to do something with the car, or Daniel couldn't record, or Paolo couldn't, or I couldn't. And every day I would go into the garage, see the new tools, and just look at them.
Basically, it was like showing a kid that you have a present for them for Christmas, but they can't open it.
We're in the middle of unpacking the tools, and for example, I have a sample set of wrenches. We store the wrenches in the cabinet in a pretty stable way, because as you can see, I can move them around since they're in foam, nicely pressed in, and thanks to that, when you move your tool cabinet around the workshop, or for example, take it to competitions or training, your tools don't fall out, and everything stays organized in the cabinet.
That's basically it, but this is one of the more enjoyable things about tools. When they click like that, it's really satisfying.
Phillips screws Pavo, not X. Here are Jeremy Clarkson's tools.
Yes.
Yes, the set of hammers.
Camel looks like he literally just opened a present too. Like, oh, that's it.
I really like them because they're cool.
But actually, Kamal, since you have experience with these tools, it's not like this is the first time you've seen them, right?
No, I've been using them for 2 or 3 years at other workplaces outside of Drift. And that's why when the idea came up to start working with this company, I was all for it because I know these tools well. I know they're very durable. You can rely on them. And that's why I'm so happy because they're cool.
Yeah, like a clamp for body kits.
Yeah, there were supposed to be more.
So maybe there will be, or not, or did you order just one?
No, here you have one, and I ordered a couple of sizes over there.
Wasn't there a larger one? Take this small one.
This one is smaller. Another set we're pulling out, one of many. We have a kit for making copper brake lines, or ones made from other materials. And this tool will be used by us very soon when installing the hydraulic handbrake in the BMW E92.
Phew.
Oh, how cool.
What is that? Take it up there. No.
You hang it on the crane to install the engine and can position the engine as needed when placing it in the car. Whether it's at this angle or that angle, it's just convenient.
Oh, you see?
There's a knife.
Is there a knife? This is the last package, and the previous one needed a knife. Look, we had to struggle through the whole unboxing with a knife like this. Naturally, the knife's in the second to last package. Classic. We have a new knife. We still have a lot of big packages left, so in short, the tools are unpacked. And now it's time to beautifully equip the workshop with workshop furniture. Let's get to work. But it was good.
Was it good?
It was good, but it was good.
Decent. No, that's what the door is for. You need to add a door.
Where? A rather interesting situation happened because when ordering more than 50 items, we ordered a countertop for our workshop wall unit set, and we accidentally ordered a wooden countertop.
Not this kind.
It probably wouldn't last very long with us.
I mean, he could survive, but it would be very hard to keep him clean the way he looks now. He should be different.
Yes, so even though it's very nice and I'd love to have one like this in my living room, we asked King Tony to replace it with a stainless steel countertop, and literally 2 days later we had it here, so we're going to bring it in and install it with the whole set, and you'll be able to see how it all looks in the final version. Let's go.
Yes, buddy.
Buddy, the grand opening. And now, fortunately, you don't have to be so afraid that it will get scratched. Oh, it's still wrapped.
Oh, wrapped?
Brand new? Well, wait. But it's tightly measured. And look, now we can even cook here for real. It's like in an industrial kitchen, you can do it here. Come on, Tatar, let's do it. Bloodchick fits perfectly into Ideolo, and another package has arrived, which is a mobile tool cabinet that will be essential for working on the car. And of course, when we go somewhere in the city with the van, it'll come in handy upstairs. We have the cabinet assembled. Listen, personally, I'm really excited because it all looks awesome. Kington has been a trusted tool manufacturer in the market for a long time. And they're also present in motorsport, which personally makes me very happy because, in short, their tools have been tested in tough conditions.
When I used to work more with production cars, including in authorized service centers, these tools were simply used there. I'm personally very satisfied with them because these are really good tools. It's better to spend a bit more money on them, but their quality will simply pay off. And you can really use them for a long time without any issues, so I'm super excited that they're here, and now we can work on this car we have in the back, and not just on this one.
I'm interrupting this episode to share some great news with you. Namely, we've prepared a holiday gift for you in the form of a special episode. It will be special because it will only be available from Christmas to New Year's Eve. After that, we'll take it down from the channel, so it's our holiday gift to you, so you can spend a great time with your family and watch something truly special. So I invite you, Merry Christmas, and let's continue with the material. Okay, my dear friends, now we're moving on to the more mechanical part, where, as you can see, we have boxes from BC Racing here. And simply put, we have 2 sets of suspension for this beautiful gentleman here. There's the BR suspension set, the BR version, and the ER version. But what is it all about? Probably not many people know, but we know a bit, so we'll open them up and tell you about it. What's the difference between one suspension and the other, and why are there 2 suspensions if there's only one car? Why?
I don't know, although I have a suspicion.
Open up. All right, let's go. There's a knife. We're going with it. Here you go, gadgets and stickers, warranty card. Oh, that's nice. Look, warranty card. And here we have, in short, the manual. If someone bought this kind of suspension for the first time, it's a useful thing to know how to handle it. Of course, we've tested BC Racing suspension quite thoroughly in the Subaru, so we'll put this aside for later.
If you're installing it for the first time, don't throw it away. Read it before starting the car installation. I think you'll find a lot of useful information there that will come in handy.
All right, let's go. Let's take it out. Adjustment keys. Click. Shock absorber for the front.
Rear shock absorber. Nice spring stiffness.
How many adapters are there in total?
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. If we remove it, we'll have to figure out how to reassemble it ourselves.
Give me those instructions.
Yeah, hey buddy, there's a piece of paper in the closet. You're the one assembling it today.
Yeah, so today I'll be the assembler. And here we have the ER version. We have the same papers. Everything is very important. But as you can see, each ammo is already packed separately because this is a higher shelf compared to the suspension you see here at the back. This one is more for motorsport, for more demanding drivers. We'll show you what it looks like. Visually, it's similar, but not necessarily.
But there are differences. Is it the same as Subaru's solution? Identical. Oh, but they thought about me? That's nice. I'm glad. When I modify them, like in the Subaru, I have to cut them out. Soft heart.
We have two front shocks here on the table, and now we'll briefly show you what the difference is between them. Here is the BR version, and it has a 30-step adjustment from the top, but the ER version has twice as many adjustments.
The ER version, as you can see with the naked eye, differs by this reservoir. That's why, as we joked with Pablo, that we got more peanuts. The peanuts were there to protect this reservoir during transport, just to make sure nothing happened to it. And now here we have two adjustment options. With this knob on top, and we have an external reservoir, which we use to adjust the rebound of the shock absorber. And with the upper switch, the so-called clicker, we adjust the compression of the shock absorber. And that's the main difference between these shock absorbers.
Let's take the rear shock absorbers and we'll show you the difference.
Really solid, you know.
Olympic torch.
No.
It looks nice in general. It's like cool jewelry. It would look nice at home as art, or you could make a table out of it. Just take 4 of them. Wait.
Damn, that's an expensive table.
Make 2 like this in the front, 2 in the back, and that would be an expensive table.
The rear shock absorbers, just like the front ones, have an external reservoir where we adjust the rebound with the upper knob for damping. And we also have a change in the mounting to the swing arm. In this shock absorber, we have a solution designed for the stock swing arm from BMW 92. With this type of solution, we mount it for a swing arm like Weissfab, which is basically the target suspension in almost every pro drift car. Yeah, that's why we can't install this shock absorber now. We don't have a Weissfab type suspension on the rear axle.
So, enough showing off. It's time to get to work. Let's lift the car and install this beautiful suspension in the BMW.
Today, I'll be taking on a different role by observing how Powell works. So what will Powell have to do? Powell needs to remove the shock absorber. To do that, he has to remove the brake hose mounts. He has to unscrew the bolt that attaches the shock absorber to the steering knuckle, and we'll see if the shock comes out of the knuckle without having to remove the control arms from the car. I doubt it, but we'll try. He also has an easier job because we have the tie rod removed and the stabilizer bar cut. So he has 2 fewer nuts to unscrew, which are often problematic. So Pablo grabs the wrenches. I take off my gloves, grab a seat, and I'll just watch.
So what? You made me 18. So how are you watching? pure rust. Look. Well, Camille, you can say what the chances were that this would work?
Slim chances.
Slim chances.
Yes, but we made it. The switch in the BMW 92 is made of aluminum. It has its advantages because it's light, but the downside is that when it connects with steel parts, it tends to corrode, and it's hard to knock out or sometimes separate those two parts. Pavel was actually very lucky because he tapped it a few times and it practically came out by itself. So now we'll just see if the suspension movement will let us fit the shock absorber through the steering knuckle, but we'll find out in a moment.
Car down, coilover on the table. As you can see here, we have beautiful macaroni, and we're unscrewing the 3 little bolts holding the shock absorber from the top. And with a bit of luck, which is definitely on my side today, we've got the shock absorber out. I'm going to get the wrench.
Power removed the nuts securing the shock absorber base, allowing camber adjustment at the top of the BMW E92. This option is very rare in production cars. Yes, when working on the suspension, if you're removing and reinstalling something, it's a good idea to use new bolts. Why? First, because that bolt is probably as old as the car, so it's already been through a lot in the suspension. So it's also a bit rusty. A new bolt will ensure the durability of this connection. When choosing bolts, you need to make sure they're the same hardness and length and that they're not fully threaded. Basically, you have to match them to the old one, just like this one here. Now I'm handing it over to Powell, and Powell will install it in the car. Please choose the right tool to clean the hole.
I would suggest something like this.
The mounting hole. Aluminum.
How much? Camille, with how much force should I tighten it?
Generally speaking, you should tighten it with the right torque, preferably the elbow method, which means half a turn before it breaks.
All clear. Something's not right, I think.
How scary it is with this.
It's like you're afraid you'll go too far, right?
When I tighten the head to the U-set, you'll be tightening it.
So I'll come and do it all sweaty.
We'll see.
Great idea.
How? Because it clicked, right? Or did it click?
I'm just not sure if it clicked or...
Because you leaned on it. About the click.
We have the front installed. As you saw, I was working with a hanging stretch brake line because, to put it simply, we're going to change it. Of course, we still have to adjust the suspension, and I'm not tightening the tie rod for now because we're going to have new tie rods anyway. So you could say the front is ready for now, and we're moving on to the back. And this is an interesting story.
As you can see, there's a bit of white powder here and a burnt disc and pad because, well, you know why?
We were taking a picture for the YouTube thumbnail.
YouTubers.
And our brake pad caught fire. Honestly, I've never had a situation like that before, but the caliper was heated for so long that the rear calipers kept holding and a small fire started.
Yeah, it was hot. I was running around the lot looking for a fire extinguisher. I found one that didn't work, and I was looking for another one with Asia to put out the fires, and I was yelling at Pavel, "Get out of the car, it's on fire." Well, sometimes it happens that when a tire has been burning for a long time, a lot of heat builds up and the brake pad just catches fire. Yes.
All but we managed it. We had more fire extinguishers, which still worked later on. But that's just some information for you. In case someone ever wants to burn Kapor for a really long time, it's better to have a working fire extinguisher nearby, just in case. So we'll leave that for now because we'll change the discs and pads another time. But now here we have the shock absorber. Is this the bad one? Not good.
Not good.
Because it's spilled?
Not good, it's spilled. We'll change it to good. He drove in well, aimed correctly, and even entered sideways. He drifted sideways for himself.
Hey, you can do those lying down. We'll see in a moment. When you start unscrewing, sand will be falling on your face. Then we'll see if you say the same thing.
Powell is unscrewing the shock absorber from the lower mount. And whenever you do any repairs on your cars, whether it's an E92, an E36, or any other car, you need to pay attention when you're unscrewing the shock absorber to loosen it and release the tension from the spring on one side. If you unscrew the shock absorber while the spring is under tension, especially in the rear suspension, when disassembling a stock setup, it can be dangerous, as the spring might pop out and cause injury. Always check if the spring is under tension before taking apart the suspension.
It's this top part here.
It spins beautifully.
You need to unscrew it.
But it's hard, isn't it?
Will it fit or not? Can it be done there? He won't fall from here.
All right, as you feel. Dynamo.
We still have the last box. Basically, we already have the front suspension installed, the front shock absorber, and the rear shock absorber. And here is one more package from BC Racing. Namely, we have a lot, really a lot, look how many there are, of springs. And why do we need so many different springs? Basically, the plan is that when we have the car already at the first stage with the V8, we want to get as much traction as possible from the car right from the start and play around with the suspension settings, spring stiffness, and so on. Here, Grzesiek will help us, whom you'll meet in later episodes, and who has a lot of experience in this area. So, right now we have some temporary springs installed, not the final ones yet. We'll probably put in stiffer ones so that the car is really stiff at the beginning, making it easier to throw it into a drift, and so it's not just like a couch. This will make driving the 2.0 diesel even easier. So, really, Camille, did you want to add something?
We need to set the suspension height so the car sits evenly, which is why there are so many adjustment options. And we have something to play with, so we'll be playing with the springs and suspension stiffness in every setup. We're prepared for anything.
Yes, exactly. I also have a question for you at the end of the episode. If you were in our place, what would make you happier? From new tools or from a new thread for the car? So let us know in the comments, tools or thread, and we'll see you soon in the next episodes and in the next drift project.
Yo.